All right, Ronan MMA, welcome back to the channel. Now, at the post-fight press conference at UFC 303, Ian the Vegan Magato Cherry said something, in my opinion, unbelievable and completely unhinged. Okay, I'm going to play that clip for you right now.
And I will say this now, the two single greatest people in the world that have calf kicks are me and alexpereira.
All right, now the first time I heard this clip, for some reason I just internalized it as Ian Garry was conceding the fact that alexpereira has better leg kicks than him, but that he was a second place, okay? But upon second listen, that's not actually the case at all. He doesn't concede that. He is basically putting himself on the level in terms of calf kicks with alexpereira, which in my opinion is absolutely nuts and also false, okay? And listen, I understand the concept of these fighters being delusional and very confident in their abilities, that it does help them in a lot of instances. You don't want to be non-confident in your abilities. You don't want to be concerned about your abilities. However, dude, okay, something that Ian Garry likes to stress constantly is his age. He says, I'm the youngest guy in the division by far. I'm only 26 years of age. He's constantly reiterating this point. Now, if you are 26 years old, okay, and you already think that you are on par with the best leg kicker ever, the best calf kicker ever that we have ever seen in the UFC, and I don't even think that that's an arguable point, why on earth would you feel the need to grow? Why on earth would you feel the need to improve that particular skill set? Okay, it doesn't make sense. Also, as I said, this is just false. This is just false. Do you know what I mean? So what I've done, and we're going to do in today's video, is we are going to go over 10 fighters who I believe, or roughly 10 fighters who I believe have better calf kicks than Ian the Vegan Magato Cherry, okay? And honestly, dude, there are others you could come up with. These are essentially off the top of the head and also off the top of my chat's head to compile this list. By the way, no particular order. They are not ranked. I will probably point out who I believe has better calf kicks throughout the course of the video, but this is not like a, 10 to 1 or whatever, right? These are the guys that I came up with. I'm reading them as I wrote them down. And that's that. So we will start with number 1 on my list, which is alexpereira, the easiest one to come up with and the one that Ian Garry thinks he is on par with. They are not even close in terms of skill set, at the very least in terms of striking, and especially leg kicks, okay? alexpereira, as I said in the opening, in my opinion, best leg kicks in history, okay? Maybe ever in any sport ever. This guy's leg kicks are just completely and totally disguised. Nobody seems to be able to figure them out. Even some of the best leg kickers in the UFC, like Israel Adesanya, like Jan Blachowicz, these guys who usually have success against their opponents, even in checking kicks, can't seem to figure out alexpereira's kicks, okay? They're unbelievable. Also, extremely effective. They ruin almost every single person that he fights legs. They either have to switch stances at a point in the fight, or they start reaching, they start pulling their leg, they start it messes with their head, right? He might not be getting finishes from leg kicks, but he is making it so that they are severely focused on those leg kicks, and then he's able to work other things into his game. So he does it to set up a lot of his stuff, not to mention the level at which he is doing this, right? He has won 2 championships, right? 2 different weight classes, defended his belt 2 times. My bad, hit my mic. He has used calf kicks in each and every single one of his fights, right? It's one of his biggest moves. We know this. Best ever, in my opinion. Moving on to number 2, who is Israel Adesanya, okay? Now, as much as I don't like the guy, he is a good leg kicker. This is just a fact. Now, he doesn't necessarily attack the calf as much as alexpereira does, but he will do it, right? He mixes up the target a little bit more. So, for instance, in the Yoel Romero fight, we did see him go to the calf a little bit, but we also saw him go above the knee quite a bit. And Paulo Costa, we saw him attack the knee and below, so from about halfway up his calf to about halfway above his knee, that shit was red and bubbly and, you know what I mean, looked gross, honestly, right? The only people that have really been able to out leg kick Israel Adesanya are, in fact, alexpereira and Jan Blachowicz. You know what I mean? Like, this guy literally has entire title defenses based around leg kicks, mixing in calf kicks in there. So I don't understand how Ian Garry could be pretending that he's got a better leg kick, a better calf kick than Israel Adesanya, right? One thing I want to mention as well, Sean Strickland did not out leg kick him, but he was able to completely shut down that game with checks. That being said, it is extremely rare. If the only 3 people on the planet that you have that are able to beat you at your own game are Sean Strickland, alexpereira, and Jan Blachowicz, you're pretty damn good at that particular thing. Do you know what I mean? So, as I said, as much as I don't like the guy has phenomenal leg kicks, and that's just true. Moving up not the card, my bad, dude. Moving up the list, okay? Jan Blachowicz, the aforementioned. Now, Jan Blachowicz does not get enough praise in my opinion. I understand that his style is not the prettiest, but he is very fundamentally sound, okay? He is a little bit stiff, but he makes it work. His switch kick's a little bit slow, but I think that the delay in time actually helps him. He was able to land body kicks on Israel Adesanya at will. He butchered, this is about leg kicks, okay? I'm not going to go off on a tangent. He absolutely butchered Magomed Ankalaev's legs, inside and out, thigh and below. This guy has phenomenal kicks in every which way, shape, or form, including calf kicks. Okay, when Magomed Ankalaev was southpaw, Jan Blachowicz would go inside low to the calf. Even if Magomed checked him, he didn't give a fuck. He's willing for that. He's willing to take that trade off. That guy's shins are rock hard. He's got a weird bulge on the top of his foot, and he'll take the bit of shin to get to that meat on the calf. Do you know what I mean? Also, he attacks the thighs as well, but this is a calf kick video, and he has beautiful calf kicks, and that's just a fact, dude. Okay? Again, this dude fighting at championship level, fighting a guy like Magomed Ankalaev, beating up Israel Adesanya in their fight, right? Utilizing leg kicks in that as well, but also a heavy emphasis on checking Izzy's leg kicks. This Jan Blachowicz has better leg kicks on him, period. Also, in the fight with Alex Pereira, Jan Blachowicz is actually the guy that, in my opinion, Alex Pereira had the least success with in terms of calf kicks. I mean, excluding maybe like Andre Michailidis, who he starched in the second round but got controlled for most of the first. Jan Blachowicz was able to check some kicks. Alex Pereira did not throw them as frequently after that because Jan Blachowicz does have very hard shins. Now, he did land some and still had success, and you could also tell that usually Jan Blachowicz, when he checks, it doesn't bother him, right? Or at the very least, it doesn't appear to. With Alex Pereira, it looked like it was. Like, he didn't like doing it, it seemed. Anyways, but moving up to Cory Sandhagen, okay? This guy has a beautiful calf kick. He mixes up the target, thigh, knee, inside, outside. Again, at a very high level, this guy's fighting guys like Piotr Jan. This guy's fighting guys like, you know what, like, dude. I mean, Cory Sandhagen. Now, you might be thinking, well, you picked a bantamweight. How could you not pick Sean O'Malley? I did originally have Sean O'Malley on this list. I went back and watched some of his fights, though. Sean O'Malley does not actually attack the calf as much as I thought he did. He typically goes like knee level or just above knee level. He hits the side of the knee or right above it. Obviously, he goes to the calf sometimes. And when he does, he has better technique than Ian Garry. Okay, so you could include him on this list. Honorable mention. But as I said, Cory Sandhagen, dude, you know, beautiful calf kick. The angle at which he throws it at, he's going up a little bit. It's almost reminiscent of Alex Pereira's, but he's got a lot more tell on it. He moves the rest of his body a lot more. But even in that picture that I put up on screen, which, by the way, I'm going to apologize for these pictures. Google Images, or rather, UFC photographers don't give a shit about leg kicks. Okay, and if you look up Israel Adesanya calf kick, you get pictures of him kicking heads that get blocked. You know, it's weird. So I had to go to Fight Pass, screenshot, and try to upscale these images so they were all okay looking. Do you know what I mean? So in that picture where Cory Sandhagen is attacking the calf of Chito Vera actually gets his shin turned over for a check. But the angle at which Cory throws it at, he's able to wrap the foot around the back regardless and still hit the calf. Now, he probably did get a little bit of shin-on-shin action there. Still landed to his intended target. Beautiful calf kick does Cory Sandhagen have, and in my opinion, better than Ian Garry's. Okay, moving on to the next fighter, Justin Gaethje. This is an absolute given. Okay, I'm sure many of you would have had him on your list, right? Landed beautiful calf kicks against Khabib, beat the ever-living shit out of Dustin Poirier's legs in the first fight, right? With the one that he lost. When Dustin Poirier got that TKO in, I believe, the fourth round, he was like dragging his one leg to do so. Justin Gaethje had butchered his leg, thigh and calf. Something that is unique about Justin Gaethje's calf kick, though. The guy can land it at essentially any range he wants to. You could be in the clinch with Justin Gaethje. He will still turn that hip over and land on the calf. If you were at boxing range with Justin Gaethje, he will turn that hip over and land at the calf. If you are at kicking range, he will get you in the calf. Do you know what I mean? It's a little bit unique to him. I don't see many guys throwing leg kicks from the clinch. There are a few. I'm sure you guys could name a few, but Justin Gaethje has phenomenal leg kicks to the calf and otherwise. Better leg kicks than Ian Garry. Fucking, it is what it is, dude. Moving up not the card. I almost did it again, dude. Leon Edwards, okay? This guy's literally in his weight class, okay? And is literally winning at a championship level, utilizing leg kicks as a massive part of his game. Second Kamaru Usman fight, chewed the ever-living fuck out of Kamaru Usman's legs. Mixed up the target, but a lot of times landed to the calf. Kamaru Usman has those really, really skinny calves. Do you know what I mean? So, also, against Colby Covington, Leon Edwards went to the calf. I was gonna say a bunch, but he was not all that active in that fight. So let's be honest here. He landed some calf kicks against Colby Covington. Okay, I'm thinking Donald Cowboy Cerrone. I'm thinking Nate Diaz. Almost every fight that he's in, he lands calf kicks. And honestly, dude, Leon Edwards, You can find him boring, that's perfectly fine. But when it comes to technique, he is damn near perfect. His technique is beautiful and much better than Ian Garry's, in my humble opinion. Okay, now moving up to the next fighter, Alexander Volkanovski. Dude, multiple championships won with leg kicks being the center or the base of this man's attack. Alexander Volkanovski, every single thing that he does throughout a fight is built on leg kicks and feints. Almost everything. He utilizes them to upset your rhythm, to disrupt your rhythm. You then have to reset, okay? And then he's able to work from there and land other things later on in the fight. Also, you know, as I said, he's kind of using it just to disrupt your rhythm oftentimes. So they're just little taps, right? Just to land something. But he can throw them harder, and we've seen him throw them harder. He literally beat Max Holloway in the first fight using calf kicks. He's used them in almost every single championship fight that he's ever had. There's not many people that can calf kick better than Alexander Volkanovski, in my opinion. You know what I mean? He was even having success against Ilia Topuria with the calf kicks. Now, Topuria landed a few of his own that were much harder, right? Because, as I said, Volk oftentimes is using them to disrupt your rhythm. But that being said, dude, he has phenomenal calf kicks, and he can do it off the front leg. He can do it off the back leg. Any which way. Inside, outside, doesn't matter. And we didn't see really anybody out calf kick him during his reign or even the come up in the featherweight division. Moving up to Jonathan Martinez. Okay, there might be people that disagree with this one because he's not as well known or as highly ranked as Ian Garry in his respected weight class. Okay, but this guy 1000% has better leg kicks in general, but also calf kicks than Ian Garry. He does mix it up as well, but this guy has multiple leg kick TKOs. Okay, his leg kicks are absolutely devastating, right? And if we're talking about effectiveness being one of the major parts of who has a better attack, right? Who has a better particular set of skill set, right? You might be a phenomenal jiu-jitsu practitioner in the sense that you've got a black belt, but if you can't strangle anybody, what the fuck does it matter? Do you know what I mean? So, Jonathan Martinez finishing dudes with his leg kicks, okay? Unbelievable, right? Like, very hard leg kicks, very good technique, mixes it up, inside and out, doesn't give a fuck. But as I said, if we're talking about effectiveness, which in my opinion is a massive part of who has a better particular skill set, Jonathan Martinez is clearly effective. You can't get more effective than finishing a fight with leg kicks. So, moving up to Alexander Rakic. Now, Rakic also has a beautiful calf kick, man. Now, we saw him lose against Yuri Prohaska, but before that, he was butchering Yuri's legs. Yuri had to switch stances multiple times. It was getting to the point where he was like, fuck, where do I stand? Because no matter which way I stand, my leg's getting chewed up. Right now, Yuri Prohaska is clearly susceptible to leg kicks. We've noticed this. He's very heavy on the front leg, no matter which stance he's in. And he doesn't really know how to check a kick, or, you know, his stance kind of hinders him from doing so. But we've seen Alexander Rakic use calf kicks in a lot of his fights. And technique-wise, they're beautiful. He has very nice calf kicks, right? He might have poor defense up top. You know, he might fold when things get, like, you get whatever you want to say about Alexander Rakic. I don't care. I, for one, think he's a very good fighter. I think that Yuri just autisted his way through that fight. And he's got better calf kicks than Ian Garry, okay? Now, moving up to the last person on my list, okay? Khalil Roundtree Jr., all right? I mean, this guy, you know, some of the most powerfully devastating, like pound for pound power-wise, right? Alexpereiras don't look that powerful. But the technique that which he throws them with, where he lands, how, like, everything adds up, right? But if we're talking about, like, raw power in terms of a kick, Khalil Roundtree, I don't know, like, he's up there. Do you know what I mean? He's up there. And also, he attacks the calf pretty frequently, which is kind of cool to see from a guy who has a very traditional Muay Thai stance, right? This guy went to Thailand, trained Muay Thai. You can see it when he fights. He's got a very traditional Muay Thai stance. And when you watch kickboxing fights, when you watch Muay Thai fights, a lot of these guys do not go to the calf. They go above, right? They just do, because a lot of these guys they have conditioned shins as well. They will turn it over for a check. They don't give a fuck. They just don't do it so much, okay? Khalil Roundtree Jr. does it, and it's beautiful when he does, and it's extremely fucking powerful. And, you know, I would point out the fact that he has a leg kick TKO, but that was a stomp, so it doesn't really matter. But still, technique-wise, as I said, perfect Muay Thai technique. Very, 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 very powerful, okay? More effective, in my opinion, than Ian Garry's, okay? Now, since we have wrapped this up with all the facts, now I will concede this, all right? Ian Garry does have good calf kicks. They are effective, right? The only thing is that I can't imagine the fight that which he had the most success using calf kicks was against Neil Magny. Do you know what I mean? And even then he couldn't get a finish when he had him on one leg, butchered, right? Whereas if Alex Pajadas got you on one leg, you're fucked. Do you know what I mean? If Khalil Roundtree has you on one leg, you're probably fucked. If Israel Adesanya gets you to the point where you're Paulo Costa and your leg is so butchered, you can't think about anything else, and you're biting on every single twitch of the fucking hip, he's going to kick you in the head. Do you know what I mean? If you're Jan Blachowicz, he's going to make it to the point where you're hopping on one leg, falling down, and he's getting... These guys, if they get you to that point, aside from the Ankalaev fight, like, you're in trouble. Do you know what I mean? You just are. Cory Sandhagen uses this to set up other things and whatever. In that Neil Magny fight, while those calf kicks were very good, he didn't really use them to do a whole lot more. He wasn't able to get the finish when the guy was on one foot. Also, we saw Mike Malott in the very next fight against Neil Magny have a lot of success, with the calf kicks as well. So it's not even like Mike Malott, by the way, is not very good. Okay, so when you've got a guy Mike Malott who could probably fight at 155, doing the exact same thing that you did to Neil Magny's legs, obviously before he got finished, it's not that special, dude. It's not that special, right? It's just not. As I said, I concede that he has good leg kicks, good calf kicks, good kicks overall. I came up with, off the top of the dome, 10 fighters that I think have better calf kicks than him. I'm sure you guys could think of some that I missed out down in the comments below, and I would greatly appreciate it if you did. So like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll see you at the next video. Bye-bye.